Hell yes, after watching and finishing Diamond is Unbreakable, it's finally time to watch Golden Wind. For so long, I've heard a lot of different varying opinions about this series in particular. I've heard it's the best series, the worst, the most middling, and even one of the best anime ever from a select few, but I've always been interested in why this anime got so many of those varying opinions. I mean, this is JoJo after all. Even the most middling of parts like Phantom Blood and Stardust Crusaders still have rabid fans. I've witnessed them firsthand even. Some people just don't like it when you talk bad about JoJo, I guess. But in my experience, which of course is anecdotal, Golden Wind seems to be something of an odd one. So finally getting to Golden Wind, I went into it with the most open mind I possibly could, and I am here to give you my first impressions of Golden Wind after watching the first 10 episodes of the series. Spoilers for those first 10 episodes, let's get into it. So first off, gotta talk about how different this is from the past JoJos. Every JoJo typically has something which makes them unique to the last one. Part 1 was like vampires, Part 2 was kinda pretty much Part 1 but without the vampires, Part 3 was the introduction of stands and the Egypt setting, Part 4 was the small town of Morio and Kira, Part 5 is gangs and the mafia, and for this anime our JoJo is the son of Dio and as well Jonathan. I think? Yeah, so this was really cool. Dio had a son after taking over Jonathan's body, and so our main character is the son of Dio and Jonathan. His name is Giorno Giovanna, and he's pretty unique to any other MC in JoJo prior, as he's got these shades of gray to his character. He's obviously not the bad guy in this, but he really doesn't care to swindle or undercut people and take advantage of them. Morally gray and ambiguous to an extent, Giorno is something I think is a nice change of pace from Josuke and Jotaro, who don't have any morality issues or ambiguous gray areas. We can see a bit of this when he offers a ride for the returning Koichi from Diamond is Unbreakable. Not knowing much, Koichi takes his word and then Giorno takes his luggage, leaving Koichi stranded with nothing. Except this is JoJo, and Koichi uses his stand to stop the vehicle, but his luggage is gone. Turns out, Giorno is able to create life from any object and then essentially be able to turn it back to the object that it was previously. Obviously, at this point, one would expect Araki is on some next level space drugs from the planet of 420 Blaze It, because this guy has to be smoking some weed every day to be this effortlessly creative with these stand abilities. But I am enjoying myself so far with Giorno. I feel like I need to watch more episodes to get a real grasp of him though, as the first 10 episodes that I've seen don't just focus on Giorno. And as with any JoJo anime, there is always the supporting cast to our main characters, and this is really where I'm interested in the series. Bruno. 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 He licked Giorno's face. In all seriousness, Bruno is really cool. Just taking a single look at him, I feel like you can't help but like this guy. He is the leader of Passione. I've played some Assassin's Creed, my friends. Anyways, Passione isn't that anime studio, but instead a gang. And right now, he seems to have a strong sense of leadership and cares about the people in his gang. Plus, his stand is pretty crazy and awesome. So, Bruno's stand is named Sticky Fingers, and its main ability is to basically create zippers on the target. With this ability, Bruno can do a lot of creative things in combat. For one, he can create a zipper on an object and make it useless or malfunction, but he can also create zippers on people as well, which makes his stand ideal for a more close-ranged style. I'm really interested to see where they take this ability in particular. Imagine something like Bruno losing a limb and deciding to use zippers to attach the arm back, or even more wacky, another object entirely. Though, I am worried. Hopefully the zippers won't get caught. That will lead to a little bit of trouble. But I really wonder how Koichi and Jotaro play into this season of JoJo. Jotaro seems to be in this recurring role of past main character helping guide the new character role. It's interesting because Jotaro, as time progresses, he brings a certain charm and uniqueness, but most importantly, presence. In Diamond is Unbreakable, Jotaro was in the same role as he seemingly is so far in Golden Wind, which I think can lead to more interesting interactions between antagonists and protagonists alike. Just look at how the Jotaro and Koichi fight with Kira turned out. It was an amazing way to establish Kira as the ultimate bad guy of Part 4. Though I do wonder if they'll go that route again with Jotaro in Golden Wind. We've already played that card, so maybe they can play upon something a little more interesting. Of course, I am talking about Jotaro being related to Giorno in an odd, weird way. Like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of confusing, but Giorno was conceived with Jonathan's body, which was controlled by Dio, so he's... I don't even know how to think of that in terms of a family tree, but it's really confusing. So like I want them to address that in the show for sure, because I mean, it's just so fascinating. Being the son of Dio and Jonathan is quite unique and an interesting concept, so I wonder how Jotaro would take to that. And with that, I wonder how Jotaro would react to Giorno, as he's this shades of gray, morally ambiguous guy who's noble but also kind of a dick too. Something that Jotaro kinda isn't. I'm sure we'll get those interactions. It is JoJo, of course, so it's expected, but I am really compelled by the idea of these two meeting, and I'm very excited to see it happen. Then we have our other returning character in Koichi. Koichi in Part 4 was one of my favorites of the season. I loved his arc and his role in the story and how great of an addition he was to the cast. In Golden Wind, I am even more excited to see his role in Golden Wind because of how well he fit in Part 4. So I wonder how Koichi will work taken out of the small town setting of Morio and put into this setting of Italy. It will be really interesting. Much like Mista, who has one of the most fascinating stands in Sex Pistols. Its ability is basically 6 stands that are bullets, and they are numbered 1 to 7. But 4 doesn't exist because Mista thinks it would be bad luck. The ability of the stand is to essentially have them ride these bullets and then redirect them with a kick or like a punch. Plus, these little guys have their own little personalities as well, which makes them that much more interesting. I'm sure we'll get more into Sex Pistols and Mista and a lot of these other characters in my next upcoming videos on Golden Wind. And so far, these are the characters that are sticking out to me right now, and as for the other members of Passione, I think they are adding a lot of variety to this show. They also aren't ignoring them because in JoJo fashion, they are giving these characters tons of development and time. Interestingly enough, I've just gotten introduced to Trish, who I've heard plays a decent role in Golden Wind, so I'm eager to see where they take her character, but I don't know enough to fully comment on her, as well as Leon Abascio. I guess I dropped the Italian accent for that one halfway through, who has a really interesting backstory that makes the way he turned out really sad. They're all really interesting, compelling for supporting characters, and I am looking forward to some of their likely eventual heartbreaking deaths and the episodes they will obviously dedicate to them. But aside from these characters, my first impression as a whole for Golden Wind is pretty good. I am really enjoying this series so far, but my main worry is how it will live up to Diamond is Unbreakable. I really love that series, as currently it's my favorite JoJo series to date, and I believe it to be a masterpiece. To me, Golden Wind feels like the album after a band releases a classic. Araki has now proven that he can write compelling stories that can connect to so many audiences. Now, Golden Wind is the follow-up, and we'll have to try to live up to those expectations. We will see if he falters or not, but so far I can say after 10 episodes, it's easily in my top 3. We will just have to see how well the story is handled from here on out, and if it stays in that ranking. But what I'm really enjoying now is this new setting of Italy in 2001. This is a unique setting and time to explore that I think will yield great results for telling a JoJo story. I mean, we've already seen how well Araki has taken advantage of that setting, with the Italian mob being a fixture and as well the sprawling cityscape with fascinating architecture and art. It really feels like Araki plans these settings out so well, like he just sits down and he spends a lot of time on them, but not to such a degree that it feels 100% manufactured. It feels like he knows exactly what he wants to do with these characters and settings, but leaves enough of it unplanned to have these natural and genuine moments or stories. For example, Leon had a great backstory that felt exactly like that. It didn't feel manufactured to be cheesy, even though it's a plotline we've seen countless times before. The good cop being corrupted due to bureaucracy and red tape. Of course, this is setting agnostic, but I think this story really works the best with this setting. Also, How about that art style? I said in my Diamond is Unbreakable series that I loved the art for part 4, and in Golden Wind, it ain't no different. The art in this is still handled by David Productions, but it has such a unique yet similar feeling to that of part 4. It's unique in the sense that there is so much more detail to these characters. I love the way they use these designs as they kind of just pop out so much. As well, this continues the trend that part 4 started with a more slimmed down approach to characters. I feel Golden Wind though takes it one step further than in part 4 and really nails the presentation of them. As for how they are similar to the series, take these awesome shots where they put these two characters in frame as a transition shot or to accentuate certain plots or character emotions. As you can see, it's such a unique way to do it because it just screams JoJo, and I don't see too many other anime doing it. Also, I think it really makes the show's pacing so much more immersive. It catches the viewer, and I'm glad they decided to stick with this style of directing. Also, come on, as a final note, I gotta mention the music and the score here. The opening and endings are awesome. Fighting Gold is a trending song on YouTube and the internet as a whole for a good reason. It transcended from anime into popular music because it's a hard-rocking tune that perfectly captures the feeling of this show. It also helps to a part of one of the most popular anime franchises in the world, but you get my point. The visuals as well are spectacular, so much so that I think Fighting Gold is the best JoJo opening of all time for me, at least right now. I mean, you could just close your eyes and picture this opening playing in your head. It gets ingrained in your head so easily, and it's just so good. You could even fall asleep to this song when you wake up, you start feeling so horny because, yeah, I really tried pretty hard for that transition into talking about the ending song, but yeah, awkward. But it's a great soul funk tune with tons of jazz elements dominating the instrumentation. And while the ending song's lyrics are on the, shall we say, not so great side, the song itself is really damn catchy. But the OST, the score, the music during the episodes, it's just orgasmic. While I am a musician, I usually never focus on music in a big way on this channel because I like to talk about characters, the story, plot, and if things make logical sense or not. But I will say this, after the first 10 episodes, the score for Golden Wind could be up there with Cowboy Bebop's score, and I ain't no needle drop. I don't have a melon head, but I love anime scores of all shapes and sizes, and Golden Wind, so far, really seems to be one that may become a classic score in the next 10 years. But while I don't think Golden Wind will be able to topple the masterpiece that was Diamond is Unbreakable, I'm open to that possibility. While I love part 4 for its amazing characters, setting, change in art direction, pretty much everything else, I have no idea what Araki has in store for this series, so I have to keep an open mind about this one is, hey, it could be even better than part 4. But I am really strong on this anime right now. Maybe not so much for the story itself, as it's been mostly about characters and their introduction so far, but I am super high up on the production aspects of this anime, and just for that alone, I think Golden Wind is going to be an awesome series for me. But what about you? What are your thoughts on Golden Wind so far? Put down in the comments below what you think about the anime. Also, an important note, in April, the King of Anime podcast is going to be returning every Saturday, live on this channel at 8 p.m. EST. With that happening, I urge you all to ring the bell and select all notifications, as I will be announcing on my community tab during the month of March all of the anime we'll be covering every Monday on the community tab post. Conversely, I will be announcing them on my Twitter as well, which you can find me at SeaTactics YT. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a community tab post. And as well, comment what are your thoughts on Golden Wind, and know that I have a Patreon where on the $1 tier and above you get access to everything. I urge you all to check it out. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate your view, and bye-bye.